Customer Success Convos. Join the biggest names in customer success for a video series that brings together leaders within the field to discuss the latest trends, innovative insights, and most effective strategies within customer success right now. Hosted by Vish Walia. Whether you're new to customer success or a seasoned professional, Vish and his guests will leave you with actionable advice, takeaways, and top tips to enhance your customer experiences.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for bringing me to this platform. Very happy to contribute.
I appreciate it. So before we begin, the talk about monetizing the CS operations, Swati, why don't you tell our viewers about, your journey to customer success and what role do you play at DocuSign as a senior director of customer success and support?
Sure. So I have been working in post-sales for nearly about 17 years of my career now. I worked in all different parts of post-sales, be it customer success or support or professional services, renewals, all of those things I've touched, and I've built up the organizations, and I've worked in all different scales and sizes of companies. Like I've worked in very large companies like Cisco, mid-tier like McAfee or SonicWall, and then even the startups where, we brought everything up from scratch. So having done that has given me a very good in-depth experience in different flavors of tech as well, like SaaS, IaaS, PaaS. So all of those things, including cloud, that has given me a very good insight into those technologies. So right now at DocuSign, I am managing their strategy for, scaling and growth of their support function. So that is the major function that I'm doing here. And it touches customer success. It is part of support as well. So it is an exciting opportunity here at DocuSign. And parallelly, I advise different companies as well. I also invest in different startups where, the ideas are interesting enough, but I'm not able to contribute much myself. So I invest in startups as well. So that's about me.
Awesome. So let's get to the topic of today, monetizing customer success operations. As we all know that customer success is viewed as a freebie or investment from a software vendor to their customers. So I'm very curious to know about how companies can monetize CS operations, right? Tell us about your experience on the project that you worked on to monetize CS operations.
Sure. So I think it's about the mindset shift in the companies where you have to stop thinking of CS as a cost function and start thinking it as a revenue function. Because what happens is when you're giving something freebie, you try to also cut corners. You try to give one CSM 20 different customers, and then how much attention can a CSM give to those 20 customers, right? But it is good in certain models for sure, because if you have smaller customers and you're trying to scale, you can do that. But when you have large enterprise customers, let's say the top tier customers who could be large banks, large technology companies like Google, Facebook, if you have customers like that, you have enterprise level customers, then you have to give them a white glove treatment. What that means is the freebie model doesn't work there because the persona of your customer is different. And there you can monetize because these customers don't mind paying for that. They do want to pay for kind of concierge services, but they want the value out of it. So what we did was we talked to our customers and we figured out what were their needs and what were their requirements. And we came back on the drawing table and we decided, okay, we should build up the packages. So we had a PM in-house who really did an extensive job in this. They collected all the feedback from these different customers, and then we built up packages. So what we did in those packages was not just the CSM. We gave them a collective experience. It was an experience package. So we added professional services hours, because as you get into a new tech, you buy some new service or some new product, you need professional services to help you to implement those things in-house. So you add certain professional services hours. We added education hours. So that we could educate the customer how they could get the best benefit out of that product or service. Then you could add health checks, architecture reviews, also adding the CSM services, adoption consulting. So all of that combined together, when we offer as a service, that is where you can monetize it. And in that project, we managed a really good, healthy margin, because you can always define where you want to bring your cost, right? You can do it locally, you can do it remote. It just depends upon you. You can find talent local in US as well, and you can find talent remotely in different areas as well. So you can always define your margins based on that. That was a highly successful project because we did bundling and we offered 3 different success plans to our customers based on 3 different kind of persona and requirements of our customers. And we added, a few technical resources in the high end plan, and we got just the CSM resource in the low end. So you can always do the variations there.
Perfect. So in a sense, you said that it was a well thought out plan based on customers' experience, post sales, and CSM or customer success was an integral part of that experience. And that's how you were able to monetize. But to your point, the focus was on customer and customer experience, right?
Exactly. It starts with what your customer needs to be successful. You add those things in the success plan, and then you monetize it, and they will be happy to pay. We grew year over year on selling our success plans.
Awesome. Now, I know that, when we start something new, we face challenges and roadblocks. This program of monetizing, just the mindset of, from freebie to, monetizing customer success operations. Share with us, like, what roadblocks or challenges did you face in your journey to monetize your CS operations?
Yes, I think you hit it on the nail when you talked about mindset. So the first challenge was obviously sales education, because as you said, everyone is used to the freebie model, but we had to work with them, educate our salespeople that why this makes more sense, because if we are giving them a package, we are also committing to them about these deliverables. We are making sure they're consuming the product, they're adopting the product. So that in turn leads to retention, that in turn leads to upsell, that in turn leads to cross-sell. So we had to spend, and it's not an overnight journey, it's a long journey of a couple of years where you would need to go back to sales and also different parts of your organization to educate them what we are trying to do here. So that is the first challenge. Obviously, have your collateral ready. Figure out what you're delivering and what are the selling points here so that you can help your sales team. In a lot of places, you might have to get into their deals to pitch the success plans to the customers, because that would help them to understand the benefit these success plans are coming and why we need to monetize that. And slowly and gradually, the transition starts, because then obviously it adds to sales commissions as well, because they are selling solution rather than giving a freebie. So that's definitely one challenge. The other challenge is when you're trying to add so many things in a package, you have to make sure you're collaborating with different functions, right? If you're adding professional services hours, you have to give a portion of that package cost to the PS team, because that's their revenue, right? Yep. So we have to collaborate with different functions. Education function, if we are adding education hours there, health check, if there's a team who's doing health check, we have to make sure that they are part of it. So all these different functions have to collaborate together with the finance function to deliver those success plans. And finally, the last challenge, and that's, I think, again, it goes to the mindset about the CSMs, how to make them responsible for end to end of, the customer journey, how to make sure that they're delivering on those metrics that we have promised to the customers as part of that success plan. That mind shift change also takes some time. It takes a lot of coaching. It takes a lot of guidance and training for the CSMs. Perfect. So those, I think, would be the top challenges. The collaboration, the mindset of sales, mindset of your CSMs.
Right. Yeah. No, that's very important, right? Because it's a mind shift change, right? And I think it is better for the customers because they get maximum out of it. It is beneficial for your organization and you as an individual CSM, because now you are delivering high-powered, high expected results to your customers. And that's what customer success is all about.
Mhm.
Now, as customer success is a new business function, or I should say an evolving business function, is embracing, many new functions in its fold on day-to-day basis. Monetization is also a very new concept. So share with us, or tell our customer success leaders on where to start their journey. What is the start, middle, and end of their journey, how they can plan, prepare, and execute this if they're planning to embark on this journey of monetizing their customer success operations.
Sure. So my advice would be, see, if you have a startup, that this is definitely something which should be done in the future, not right now, because as a startup, your goal should be, let's get as many customers as possible and get them, successful. But if you are, let's say, a mid-tier company, or you are a large company and you're trying to monetize the success plans, the first step is always segment your customers. Find out what is the spend and the size of your customer, and then categorize them.
Sure.
Right. So you may have really high tier customers who are probably spending more than $20 million. Okay, hypothetically. And it would be different ranges depending upon different business. Let's say your mid tier is anywhere between 10 million to $5 million. And then you say, okay, less than 5 million to $1 million is my low tier. And after that, it's all my low end customers, and probably I would want to digitize more for them rather than offering the CSM services. Okay. So if you don't go beyond like 3 levels of customers, because when you have too many success plans, they stop having any value and the differentiation goes down between them. Mm-hmm. So probably have 2 to 3 success plans based on these 2 to 3 segmentation. Okay. Now, when you have done the segmentation, make sure you're working very closely with the customers, understand what are their requirements, what makes them successful. Do they have a lot of churn in the company? So that means they will need a lot of education for the new admins who are coming to manage the product line. Sure. Do they need a lot of professional services help because they don't have a lot of expertise in the company? So understand what are the requirements for them to adopt your product and services. Then start adding that into the package. Once you've added it, you have to figure out the cost. What is the cost of delivering that customer success plan to your customers? On top of it, I would generally say 35% is a healthy margin. You should try to add it if you can, and then price it to the customers. And then you can always do a pilot and see how the customers are responding to it. Just do a pilot in a small sector of your customers, or you can also define it based on different functional customers. Like banking customers may have a very different success plan. Education sector customers may have a different success plan because their needs are completely different. So you can always make those 2 or 3 different customer success plans and then do the pricing in the manner that you can at least go with 30 to 35% of margin. That's how you can successfully monetize it. In every step of the way, I would say take your sales team along with you, because they will be instrumental in selling those success plans.
Perfect. No, that makes sense. Last but not the least, right? Mm-hmm. The boots on the ground are customer success professionals and practitioners, right? Mm-hmm. What role they can play in smooth execution of this monetization program in an organization?
Vish, I would say they are the lifeline of success plans. Okay, they are the most important asset of the success plan. So, we can build all the plans as executives, but it's the people on the ground who run the show, who deliver.
They bring that idea to life.
Exactly. So they are the key asset in the success plan. So my advice to CSMs would be threefold. One is start looking at not just one piece of the puzzle, but managing the entire customer success life cycle from start to end. Think yourself as a trusted advisor for the customer and be there with the customer. Start from the onboarding through implementation, adoption of the product. If they are facing any escalations or issues, doing the business reviews, talking about renewals or upsell or cross-sell discussions, seeing how you can enhance their portfolio of your product or services. So be there as their trusted advisor. Their success is your success. So that is a mindset shift that we need to make, and then go from reactive to proactive. Rather than waiting for the customer to come back to you, you know about them so well that you should be knowing, oh, this is something they would need. Or let's say if they are going through some upgrade, you already know this is not the way they should upgrade, because all the other complementary technologies are not probably in the same version that is required. Just hypothetical examples, but you are proactive, you know what's coming ahead of them, and you plan so nicely throughout the year that from one step to another step, you're always hand in hand with the customer and you're advising them. This is the way we will go. I think that's what makes it successful.
Perfect. No, you know what? I loved your comment about the lifeline of, success plan, and that experience that we as customer success practitioners give it to our customer, right?
Definitely.
Their success is our success. I think you hit on the nail. And thank you, Swati, for sharing such golden nuggets on a new topic, monetizing your customer success operations. I'm sure our viewers will take on the advice and suggestions that you shared and will input in their strategy for monetizing their customer success operations. With that, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Customer Success Convos. That's it for this week's episode. Join us again next time to learn more about customer success tips and takeaways from industry leaders.